Hi there, welcome to Northwest Honda Supercentre in Blackpool. We're going to talk Fireblade, but we're also going to talk about our event, which is Ride It to Win It. And that's happening on the 12th to the 19th of August. And one of the bikes featured in that particular event is the Fireblade. And this is the Fireblade SP RR-R-R-R. And it's the 30th anniversary edition. So if you remember Fireblade back to 1992, and you'll remember these colours, you may have even owned one and you probably wish you still had it because they are quite valuable nowadays. Now the blade itself, the opportunity is to come in and test ride our demonstrator, again between the dates of 12th to the 19th of August. If you ride one, you'll go in a hat and you could win a track day with some chap called, can't remember his name, John McGuinness, that's him. So we jest. John is quite synonymous with the area here. We're obviously in Blackpool, lives not far in his hometown in Morecambe, born and bred there. 23 Isle of Man TT victories on Mona's Isle, and still going strong, you know, still looking great, really smooth on the bike. He may not be winning races for the time being or anymore, but he's still the smoothest guy on the rock, and this is dedicated to that man. He's helped develop this motorcycle, and we've got a very special John McGuinness 100 TT blade going to arrive with us for you to stare at very, very soon. Okay, if you've got this far, you probably know all the T's and C's on the Fireblade SP. You'll know its horsepower, you'll know its curb weight, and you'll know some of its features. I want to talk to you a bit about how it feels to ride one of these. Now, the 17-year model blade, you may remember, it was the first of the Fireblades to feature a number of electronic enhancements, including Öhlins electronic suspension. This is no different. It's got the latest Öhlins suspension on the bike, again electronically controlled, so you can adjust the dash. You can adjust the suspension through the dash. What I think some people were concerned about, even those that had kind of 17, 18, 19-year model blade, is that the bike was going to be more extreme. And it was going to start to become much more track focused and maybe not so rideable on the road. I think they struck the right balance personally. We do sell a lot of these to track day riders, people who have a road bike but purely dedicate their blade to the track. Equally, we sell a lot of these to customers we've had in our dealership for quite some time, and they've had blades dating back to some of the original blades. We've talked about 92-year model, for example, that this one is mimicking or celebrating, and equally they are at home. They are now of an age, my age or older, where it's getting harder to be bum up, head down. But actually the blade has struck the right balance, in my opinion. For those that ordered their bikes through lockdown, for example, they weren't able to come and test ride the vehicle first, so they were really doing it on trust that the bike was going to suit them, and they weren't disappointed once they got their opportunity to ride this bike on the road. Obviously, you'll have heard about how phenomenal this bike is to ride. Its horsepower, its braking capability is absolutely exceptional. The suspension, in terms of the adjustment, in terms of being able to set it up for you, obviously runs the Supercorsa tyres as you would expect. Getting a little bit of heat in them sometimes is definitely a good idea. But equally, once you're in the groove and once you're warmed up to the experience, the bike really takes care of the experience for you. The throttle performance really linear, not snatchy at all, which is occasionally a complaint about things like fly-by-wire, and even dating back to first fuel injection bikes. You know, I find that my throttle control is generally quite good. If you buy into the process, it's giving you really, really good feedback through that right-hand handlebar. Clutch, hey, it's got a quick shifter, up and down shift with auto blipper. If you've never ridden a bike with a quick shifter, or indeed with a quick shifter with an auto blipper, well, drink it in, because seriously, when you are on the pipe, shall we say, according to the speed limit officer, when you come down the gears, the engine note's really, really satisfying. You're just going to get this boom, boom, just as it comes down the gears. I hope my impression's spot on for you. And it's a really, really satisfying sound. And it's a great feel to the bike as well, because one of my weaknesses is perhaps my gear changes sometimes. So it eradicates all that. It makes me feel like Marc Marquez, even though I look like I've eaten Marc Marquez. So it's a fabulous experience on the road. Really intuitive dash as well, and we can talk you through those modes that you can kind of change the bike to, in terms of sport modes and standard modes, changing the characteristics of the bike. You can set up user modes as well. which will give you a chance to kind of set the bike up to your personal specifications. Dead easy to switch quick shifter on and off as well, though I don't know why you would, because again, it's phenomenal, and you do get that as standard on an SP. Going back to the riding position, 5'11", quite long-legged, quite broad, and you know, I can feel at home on this bike for 100 miles plus. It is a bike that I really feel comfortable on, and again, I feel like a far better rider than I've got any right to expect. Going back to track day side of things, well, look, just look at, for example, the National Superstock Series at British Superbike. It is absolutely flooded with Fireblades. So those guys are far better placed than me to recommend a blade as a track tool. So go and have a look at the championship, go and look at who's heading it up. Top three are quite often Fireblades, and it's becoming a bit of a Honda Cup, the Superstock Series. So again, testament to its ability. You'll equally have seen it in the hands of Michael Dunlop at the Isle of Man TT. So if you're going to look at its road credentials, look no further than being able to race the Isle of Man TT course at speeds of 130 mile an hour plus average. Fabulous bit of kit, as I've said. As I equally said, we do have a demonstrator, so please come and ride it and experience it for yourself. So our Ride It to Win It event, 12th to 19th of August. Just to repeat, you buy a brand new Fireblade from us here at Northwest Honda Supercentre in Blackpool. You've got the opportunity, got the chance to win a track day with John McGuinness. So this is the 30th anniversary blade. As we mentioned before, our demonstrator is identical to this bike. So you can come and ride the SP in 30th anniversary colours. They've all got a serial number on the top fork yoke, so they are a limited edition effectively. And you have got that chance to win a track day with John McGuinness, and that's a money cannot buy experience. I personally have never been on a track day with John McGuinness, and I would very much like to. I wish you well. I really hope you get to win that opportunity. If you need someone to come with you, I'm more than happy to attend. But seriously, give yourself an opportunity to win that experience. It will be a wonderful, wonderful opportunity.